Under the blazing sun, a single father races toward the shimmering river, and in that breathless instant, everything changes. A woman's lifeless body drifts in the current, silk and skin gleaming under summer light. With one desperate plunge, he drags her back from the edge, but as her eyes flutter open, neither of them knows this is only the beginning. In the shadow of a crumbling manor, old debts, buried dreams, and a child's quiet wisdom are about to collide. What binds these strangers is not just fate, it's a secret that could shatter everything they think they know about love, loyalty, and legacy. But when the past rises from the depths, will they have the strength to face what's been waiting? Don't miss this. Subscribe now and join us for the full story. The afternoon sun blazes mercilessly over the river near the old manor. Its surface glitters like 1,000 tiny mirrors, each one reflecting the heat back into the sweltering air. The water looks deceptively peaceful, inviting, beautiful, but beauty can be deadly. Jack's running shoes pound against the dusty trail. 38 years old, weathered by life's storms. His usual route takes him past the water's edge, where memories of better times still linger like ghosts. Then it happens. A scream. Distant, desperate, raw terror cutting through the summer heat like a blade. Jack's heart slams against his ribs. His legs pump harder, faster. The sound pulls him forward like a magnet, like destiny calling his name. He sprints toward the sound, toward danger, toward a moment that will change everything. The scene hits him like a physical blow. A car, sedan, dark blue, veered off the lakeside road and plunged into the water. Half submerged, the driver's door hangs open like a broken wing. But it's what's floating away that stops his breath. A woman's pale form, caught in the slow current, hair streaming, arms limp, the river pulling her deeper, farther, away from hope, away from life. Jack doesn't think, doesn't hesitate, doesn't calculate the risk. He dives. The water hits him like a wall, warm but treacherous, deceptively gentle on the surface, vicious underneath. It pulls at his legs, his arms, his lungs. But he fights, muscles straining, lungs burning, every stroke a battle against time, against death, against the river's hungry embrace. The woman drifts just out of reach, then closer, then away again. The current plays with him, taunts him, dares him to give up. He doesn't. His arms close around her at last. Charlotte, 32 years old, unconscious. Her hair fans around her face like silk in the water. Lips parted, skin cool despite the blazing sun. She's beautiful, even like this, especially like this. But beauty means nothing if she's gone. Jack hauls her toward shore, every muscle screaming, every breath a victory. The water fights him for her, claims her, demands her. But Jack is stronger. Jack is desperate. Jack will not let her go. The muddy bank receives them like an altar. Jack collapses to his knees, Charlotte limp in his arms. Water streams from her hair, her clothes, her still lips. His hands find her chest. Press, release, press again. Desperate rhythm, ancient dance between life and death. Come on, he whispers, then louder. Come on. His own breath ragged, his own heart hammering. But he doesn't stop, won't stop, can't stop. A cough, violent, sudden, beautiful. A gasp, raw, grateful, alive. Charlotte's eyes flutter open, days green, unfocused, searching. They find his face, lock onto his eyes. The moment hangs suspended in sunlight. Two strangers, bound by water, by breath, by the thin line between here and gone. They stay like that, soaked, breathless, connected by something raw and unspoken, something that has no name but feels like destiny, until voices call out, footsteps running, the world rushing back to claim them. Home. Jack's boots squelch against the kitchen floor, water dripping from his hair, his clothes, his soul. Lily appears like a small angel, 8 years old, wise beyond her years. She stands on tiptoe, wrapping a towel around his shoulders. Her touch gentle, knowing, "You saved someone, didn't you, Daddy?" Her voice carries the weight of understanding, of pride, of love that sees everything. Jack's throat tightens. Maybe. The kitchen feels smaller with secrets in it. Lily perches on her chair, small hands wrapped around a mug of cocoa. Steam rises between them, like a veil. "Just a swim, sweetheart," Jack says, his voice carefully casual. Nothing special. But Lily's knowing gaze says otherwise. Those eyes, so much like her mother's. They see through walls, through lies, through the masks adults wear. She doesn't argue, doesn't push, just watches, waits, believes. Night falls like a curtain. Lily sleeps, her breathing soft and steady. Jack sits alone in the darkness, his mind a storm of thoughts. Not about the rescue, not about the woman he pulled from the water, about bills, repairs, the family legacy crumbling around him like old paper, the weight of responsibility pressing down like stones. The old manor groans in the heat, its bones aching, its spirit tired, just like his. A knock at the door, soft, hesitant, respectful. Jack opens it to find her, Charlotte, standing in the porch light like a vision. Simple clothes, bandaged arm, but there's something in her eyes. A quiet determination, a hidden strength. She's come to thank him, but Jack senses there's more. There's always more. "I wanted to." She begins, then stops. Starts again. "You saved my life." The words hang between them. Heavy, meaningful, loaded with possibility. The old manor seems to lean in around them, listening, judging. Its cracked walls hold generations of forgotten stories. Faded portraits watch from shadows. The past presses close. Jack fingers the tarnished key on its leather cord. His grandfather's last possession. The lock still a mystery. Like so many things in his life. Like the woman standing in his doorway. Their conversation stumbles. Starts. Stops. Starts again. Charlotte's gratitude veiled by something deeper. A purpose she can't quite name. Jack's suspicions softened by her vulnerability. She's not just thanking him. She's studying him. Measuring him. But for what? The questions multiply. The answers hide. The night holds its secrets close. Bare feet on wooden floors. Lily appears like a ghost in her nightgown. Hair tousled. Eyes bright with curiosity. She carries a mug like an offering. "Hot cocoa helps everything," she announces, pressing it into Charlotte's hands. Simple words. Pure truth. A small bridge forms between strangers. Built from kindness. From innocence. From the wisdom of children. Charlotte's fingers wrap around the warm ceramic. Her eyes fill with something Jack can't name. Gratitude, recognition, hope. Mrs. Whitaker tends her garden in the morning light. Elderly, watchful, sharp as a blade despite her years. She's seen everything, knows everyone, keeps the neighborhood's secrets. Later, she whispers to Jack across the fence, "Do you know who she really is?" The question carries weight. Implication. Danger. Jack shakes his head. But the seed is planted. The doubt takes root. The mystery deepens. Night again. Deeper now. Quieter. The manor settles into its ancient rhythms. Jack sits at his grandfather's desk, the key warm in his palm. The drawer has waited decades for this moment. Stuck. Stubborn. Guarding its secrets. But tonight something changes. The key slides home. The lock surrenders. The past opens like a flower. Inside, fragile blueprints. Water-stained. Yellowed with age. Lines and measurements. Calculations and dreams. They depict a machine. Complex. Elegant. Revolutionary. A water purification system. Distribution network. Technology decades ahead of its time. His grandfather's lost invention. The family's forgotten legacy. Jack's hands tremble as he spreads the papers. His heart pounds. Not from exhaustion this time. From recognition. From possibility. He leans over the blueprints, studying, understanding. The pieces falling into place like puzzle pieces. The machine could work, could change everything, could save lives. Just like he saved Charlotte. The past reaches for him across the years, calls his name, demands his attention. His grandfather's voice echoes in his memory. Some things are worth fighting for, boy. Some things are worth dying for. The water-stained papers whisper secrets, promise redemption, offer hope. Jack's world tilts, shifts, transforms. The rescue that changed everything wasn't just about pulling a woman from the water. It was about pulling himself from the depths of despair, about discovering that some legacies are worth reclaiming, some dreams are worth pursuing, some futures are worth fighting for. The blueprints glow in the lamplight. The key rests heavy in his hand. Outside, the river flows toward tomorrow. And Jack Monroe finally understands that destiny doesn't always announce itself with trumpets. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it knocks softly at your door. Sometimes it nearly drowns, waiting for you to save it, so it can save you in return. The tarnished key trembled in Jack's weathered hands like a living thing, its surface catching the morning light that filtered through the workshop's grimy windows. The antique desk before him, his grandfather's sacred sanctuary, had guarded its secrets for decades, but now the moment of revelation had arrived with the inevitability of fate itself. As the key slid into the hidden drawer's lock with a whisper of metal against metal, Jack felt the weight of generations pressing upon his shoulders, their unspoken prayers echoing in the silence. The drawer yielded with a sigh that seemed to carry the breath of ages past, and within its velvet-lined depths lay treasures beyond imagination, blueprints for a water purification prototype that could have transformed the world. The parchment felt sacred beneath his fingertips, each line and calculation a testament to his grandfather's genius, inked in hope and sealed with dreams of a better tomorrow. "Papa." Lily's voice drifted through the workshop like morning mist, her small form appearing in the doorway with the ethereal grace of an angel seeking answers. Her hazel eyes, wide with curiosity, seemed to illuminate the dusty space as she approached, her tiny fingers brushing away years of accumulated sorrow from the precious plans with a reverence that spoke of inherited wisdom. The child's presence transformed the moment from solitary discovery to shared miracle, her excitement infectious as she traced the blueprint's intricate details with wonder. "It's beautiful, Papa," she whispered, her voice carrying the kind of awe reserved for sacred things, and Jack felt his heart swell with a pride that had been dormant for far too long. But destiny, it seemed, had orchestrated a greater convergence than mere father-daughter bonding. The sound of approaching footsteps on gravel announced an arrival that would shatter the morning's tranquility like a stone through stained glass. Charlotte Beaumont appeared in the workshop's doorway, her tailored elegance a stark contrast to the humble surroundings, her great-grandmother's locket clutched against her chest like a talisman of redemption. "I've come to understand," she began, her voice carrying the weight of ancestral guilt, to make sense of the connection between our families. Her auburn hair caught the light as she stepped forward, vulnerability replacing the polished confidence she wore like armor in the corporate world. Jack's response erupted with the fury of decades of injustice, his words cutting through the air like sharpened steel. "Your family abandoned this estate, left us to rot while you lived in luxury." The accusation hung between them like smoke from a funeral pyre, bitter and suffocating. Charlotte's reply came wrapped in regret and responsibility, her voice trembling with the burden of inherited sins. "I know. We failed you, failed the vision, failed everything noble about what could have been." Her admission was a knife turned inward, each word a confession that stripped away pretense and revealed the raw humanity beneath. Mrs. Whitaker's timely arrival brought with it the weight of living memory, her aged voice carrying the authority of one who had witnessed history's turning points. "I saw your grandfather hand over those plans to Charlotte's ancestor," she revealed, her weathered hands trembling as she spoke. He believed in societal change, in the power of innovation to lift humanity from its darkness. The revelation struck like lightning, illuminating the true scope of betrayal that had shaped their destinies. The three generations, Jack, Charlotte, and little Lily, found themselves united by purpose as they made their pilgrimage to the overgrown greenhouse, where the ghosts of innovation waited beneath tangled vines and shattered dreams. The greenhouse stood like a mausoleum of abandoned hope, its broken glass catching the afternoon sun in fragments of rainbow light. Rusted machinery slumbered beneath nature's reclamation, each component a monument to genius interrupted. When Charlotte knelt beside Lily to pull away the dead leaves that shrouded the prototype, the gesture transcended social boundaries, creating a moment of unity that spoke to the redemptive power of shared purpose. Jack's internal struggle played out like a Shakespearean tragedy, his wife's warning echoing through the chambers of his memory. "Never let greed poison legacy, my love. Keep your heart pure, no matter the cost." The words seemed to emanate from beyond the veil, guidance from the woman who had understood his soul better than he understood himself. Charlotte's production of the old ledger served as both confession and evidence, its pages revealing the systematic diversion of funds that had strangled the prototype's development. "The money was there," she whispered, her voice breaking with the weight of revelation. Corporate interests, powerful men who feared change, they orchestrated the sabotage. Outside, the wind rattled the greenhouse's broken panes like the chains of Marley's ghost, each sound a reminder of justice denied and dreams deferred. Jack felt the familiar fire of righteous anger building within him, but Lily's gentle touch on his arm served as an anchor to his better angels. "Let's bake bread together, Papa," she suggested with the wisdom of ages, her small hand finding his. "Mama always said kindness was stronger than vengeance." The child's words carried the power of biblical truth, transforming fury into something approaching forgiveness. Charlotte's admission of guilt rang with the sincerity of true repentance. "My family played a role in burying this invention," she confessed, tears tracking silver paths down her cheeks. "But I vow to make amends, to honor what should have been." The uneasy alliance forged between Jack and Charlotte began with the simple act of cleaning the greenhouse, their hands working in unison to clear away the debris of decades. The prototype's central valve, corroded beyond recognition, became a symbol of the injustice they must repair, a physical manifestation of dreams corrupted by human frailty. As they worked, Jack's memory conjured the image of his dying wife, her eyes bright with fever and faith. "Promise me," she had whispered, "that you'll finish what your grandfather started. Promise me you'll change the world." The vow he had made at her bedside now pulsed with renewed purpose. Lily's discovery of the hidden note in the greenhouse floorboards felt like a message from beyond. "Water is life, share it." The words, written in her great-great-grandfather's hand, seemed to glow with their own inner light, a commandment that transcended time and circumstance. Mrs. Whitaker's arrival with her late husband's welding torch transformed the moment from mere labor into communion, her gift representing the unexpected power of friendship to heal wounds that seemed beyond repair. "Harold would have wanted this," she said simply, her eyes bright with unshed tears. As twilight painted the sky in shades of hope and possibility, Jack and Charlotte found themselves sharing a conversation that bridged decades of mistrust. They spoke of legacy and courage, of forgiveness, and the power of shared purpose to transform even the most broken of foundations. The chapter's end found the prototype's core component gleaming faintly under a single bulb, its surface reflecting not just light, but the possibility of redemption itself. Above, in her small bed, Lily whispered her evening prayer, "Tomorrow we begin to heal." The words carried the weight of prophecy, promising that dawn would bring not just new light, but new hope for a legacy finally ready to bloom. The demon of corporate greed arrived at dawn in the form of pristine legal documents, their letterhead bearing the venomous seal of HydroCorp Industries. Jack's hands trembled as he read the threats veiled in legal jargon, each word a dagger aimed at the heart of their nascent hope. The news of their collaboration had leaked like poison through the veins of the corporate world, and now the forces of opposition gathered like storm clouds on the horizon of their dreams. The foreclosure notices lay scattered across the kitchen table like fallen leaves, each one a death sentence for the manor that had sheltered generations of Monroe souls. Without immediate funding, the ancestral home would face the auctioneer's gavel, its halls echoing with the hollow laughter of creditors who measured worth only in currency. Jack's weathered fingers traced the numbers that spelled doom, his mind reeling with the crushing weight of time running out like sand through an hourglass. In the midst of this gathering tempest, Lily discovered her mother's music box tucked away in a forgotten corner, its delicate melody rising like a ghost from the past. The haunting tune, Sarah's favorite, filled the air with melancholy that seemed to seep into the very walls, stirring Jack's grief until it threatened to overwhelm him completely. The child's small hands cradled the precious artifact as if it were made of spun glass, her eyes reflecting the same sorrow that had taken residence in her father's heart. Charlotte's world crumbled from within as her board of trustees circled like vultures, their voices sharp with corporate calculation. "Restore profit or we'll sell the estate to the highest bidder," they declared, their words cutting through her noble intentions like a blade through silk. The heiress found herself caught between the legacy she sought to restore and the empire she had inherited, each choice carrying the weight of generations. When Jack confronted Charlotte in the greenhouse, his voice carried the accumulated pain of decades of injustice. "This isn't just business, it's reparations," he declared, his eyes blazing with the fire of righteous fury. The words hung between them like a sword, sharp and unforgiving, demanding acknowledgement of sins that had festered in darkness for too long. Salvation arrived in the unexpected form of Marcus Levesque, a lawyer whose kind heart had been touched by Lily's story. His offer of pro bono assistance came like a lifeline thrown to drowning souls, his gentle demeanor a stark contrast to the predatory legal world that had been circling them. "Every child deserves to see their father's dreams come true," he said simply, his words carrying the weight of personal conviction. The transformation began slowly, like sunrise breaking through storm clouds. Community volunteers arrived as if summoned by some collective conscience, their hands ready to clear debris from the manor grounds. Neighbors who had once scorned Jack now rallied to his cause, their guilt transformed into action, their prejudice melting before the heat of shared purpose. The sight of calloused hands working in harmony brought tears to Jack's eyes, proof that redemption was possible even in the darkest hours. The flashback struck him like lightning, vivid and painful. His grandfather stood before the town meeting, his voice passionate as he proposed the prototype that could change everything. But the bankers had shouted him down, their fear of change more powerful than their love of progress. The memory burned like acid in Jack's chest, a reminder that some battles were fought across generations. Lily's ritual of planting seeds in the old garden beds became a symphony of hope, her small hands working the earth with the reverence of a priestess tending sacred ground. Each seed represented a promise, a prayer whispered to the soil that had nourished Monroe dreams for generations. "These will grow, Papa," she said with absolute certainty, her faith unshakable as bedrock. The tension reached its crescendo when HydroCorp's bulldozers arrived at the property line like mechanical beasts hungry for destruction. Charlotte and Jack stood shoulder to shoulder, their bodies forming a human barricade against the corporate juggernaut. The symbolism was not lost on either of them. Two souls from different worlds united against the forces that would crush beauty beneath the wheels of progress. The thunderstorm that followed seemed summoned by the very heavens, its fury matching the turmoil in their hearts. When floodwaters invaded the greenhouse, Jack raced inside to save the corroded prototype's heart, his hands desperate as he battled against time and the elements. The metal felt alive in his grasp, pulsing with the dreams of generations who had dared to imagine a better world. From the doorway, Lily watched with the solemnity of a cathedral saint, her lips moving in silent prayer. "Keep the promise, Daddy," she whispered, her words carrying the power of absolute faith. The child's unwavering belief became a beacon in the darkness, guiding her father toward shores of hope he could barely see. Charlotte's comfort came wrapped in wisdom that transcended wealth. "Love, not money, built this legacy," she reminded Jack, her voice gentle as rain on summer leaves. The words penetrated his despair like light through stained glass, illuminating truths that had been obscured by the shadows of doubt and fear. Mrs. Whitaker's act of rebellion came in the form of historical documents leaked to the local newspaper, exposing HydroCorp's past sabotage with the precision of a surgeon's scalpel. The revelation spread through the community like wildfire, igniting righteous anger that had been smoldering for decades. The truth, once liberated, became a weapon more powerful than any legal document. The emotional crescendo arrived when Charlotte's board moved to oust her, their ultimatum echoing through the manor like a death knell. Community support swelled like a river in flood, but the corporate machinery ground forward with relentless determination. The heiress found herself trapped between two worlds, her heart pulling her toward justice while her inheritance demanded submission to profit. In the quiet intimacy of the kitchen, Lily taught her father the ancient ritual of kneading dough, her small hands guiding his larger ones in the therapeutic rhythm. "Mama said this makes worries go away," she whispered, her wisdom transcending her years. The simple act became meditation, transforming anxiety into something approaching peace. Midnight found Jack and Marcus hunched over legal documents, their determination burning like a flame against the darkness. The papers represented more than litigation. They were declarations of war against systems that crushed dreams beneath the weight of bureaucracy. Every signature was an act of rebellion, every clause a prayer for justice. Charlotte stood alone in the ballroom, her fingers tracing the faded photograph of her great-grandmother and Jack's grandfather. The image seemed to shimmer with life, their faces reminding her that some legacies transcended monetary value. The ghosts of the past whispered encouragement, their voices urging her to choose courage over comfort. In her small bed, Lily slept with the prototype's spare valve clutched against her chest, believing in its magic with the absolute faith of childhood. The metal seemed to pulse with warmth, as if responding to her dreams of clean water flowing to all who thirsted. Dawn approached like a warrior preparing for battle, its light creeping across the horizon with the inevitability of fate. Jack closed his eyes, steeling himself for the fight to come, his heart fortified by love and his soul armored with purpose. The battle lines were drawn, the stakes clear, and in the growing light, the promise of redemption waited like a flower preparing to bloom. The old town hall courthouse stood like a cathedral of justice, its weathered stone walls bearing witness to countless battles between truth and power. Within its hallowed chambers, the fate of the Monroe legacy would be decided, and the air itself seemed to crackle with the electricity of impending judgment. Jack Monroe sat beside his unlikely allies, Charlotte Beaumont, young Lily, and Marcus Levesque, their small band of hope facing the polished phalanx of HydroCorp's corporate attorneys like David preparing to meet Goliath. The morning light filtering through the courthouse's stained glass windows cast kaleidoscopic patterns across the worn wooden benches, painting the scene in hues of amber and crimson that seemed to pulse with the heartbeat of destiny itself. Jack's weathered hands trembled as he clutched the prototype's gleaming core component in his pocket, its smooth surface warm against his palm like a talisman of truth waiting to be revealed. Mrs. Whitaker's testimony rose like incense, her aged voice carrying the weight of living memory as she recounted the elder Monroe's vision of clean water flowing to all who thirsted. Tears glistened on her weathered cheeks like diamonds, each drop a testament to dreams deferred but not destroyed. "He believed," she whispered, her words echoing through the chamber with the power of sacred truth, that water was humanity's birthright, not a commodity to be hoarded by the powerful. The sight of Lily standing on tiptoe to hand Jack her drawing of a blossoming steel flower struck the courtroom like a thunderbolt of innocence. The child's artwork, rendered in crayon with the passionate intensity of pure faith, depicted the prototype as a mechanical bloom reaching toward the sun, its petals gleaming with the promise of life itself. Her silent support spoke louder than any lawyer's argument, a visual prayer that transcended words. Charlotte's revelation of the journal pages sent shockwaves through the chamber like ripples across still water. The documents, yellowed with age but burning with truth, revealed how HydroCorp's founder had paid off city officials to bury the prototype in a grave of bureaucratic red tape. Each page was a smoking gun, each entry a nail in the coffin of corporate deception that had festered in darkness for generations. The tension in the courtroom grew thick as fog, pressing against the assembled crowd like a living thing as the judge weighed HydroCorp's arguments against the community's desperate plea for justice. The corporate attorneys, their suits as sharp as scalpels, presented their case with the cold precision of machines, while Jack and his allies stood as representatives of humanity's better angels. When Jack rose to deliver his plea, his voice shook with the accumulated pain of decades, each word torn from his soul like fragments of broken glass. "This was meant to save lives, not line pockets," he declared, his eyes blazing with righteous fire. The courtroom seemed to lean forward as one, drawn by the magnetic pull of authentic passion in a world too often ruled by calculated indifference. The flashback montage that accompanied his speech painted pictures more vivid than any photograph. Lily's first tentative steps across the manor's ancient floors, Sarah's final smile as she extracted his promise to complete her grandfather's work, the countless nights spent sketching dreams he couldn't afford to build. Each memory was a thread in the tapestry of love that had woven itself around the prototype's promise, transforming cold metal into something approaching sacred. Lily's small hand found his, her fingers intertwining with his calloused ones as she whispered with absolute certainty, "We're doing the right thing." The child's unwavering faith became a beacon in the storm, her innocent conviction more powerful than any legal precedent. The moment when HydroCorp's lead lawyer attempted to intimidate Lily sent a collective gasp through the courtroom like the sound of glass shattering. Marcus's objection rang out like a battle cry, his voice carrying the authority of moral outrage that transcended legal protocol. The sight of a child being threatened by corporate power crystallized the stakes in ways that mere arguments never could. Charlotte's decision to stand represented more than testimony. It was a declaration of war against the sins of her ancestors. "My family failed this legacy," she announced, her voice steady as bedrock despite the tremor in her hands. "I refuse to let it die again." The heiress had chosen her side, casting off the comfortable chains of inherited guilt to embrace the uncomfortable truth of redemption. The judge's gavel fell like the hammer of destiny, its sound reverberating through the chamber with the finality of divine judgment. The injunction halting the auction and ordering HydroCorp to cede their claims pending full review was more than legal victory. It was proof that justice, however delayed, could still triumph over greed. Outside the courthouse, the celebration erupted like a volcano of joy, community members cheering as confetti swirled in the summer air like promise reborn. The sight of neighbors who had once scorned Jack now lifting him on their shoulders spoke to the transformative power of shared purpose, their unity a living testament to the prototype's original vision of collective benefit. Lily's race to her father's arms became a moment of pure poetry, her small form flying across the courthouse steps like a hummingbird seeking nectar. Jack's tears of relief fell like rain on drought-stricken earth, each drop washing away years of accumulated despair. The child's fierce embrace was both anchor and wings, grounding him in the present while lifting his spirit toward futures bright with possibility. The quiet moment Charlotte and Jack shared on the courthouse steps pulsed with unspoken understanding, gratitude and newfound respect gleaming between them like light through crystal. They had been adversaries transformed into allies, their partnership forged in the crucible of shared struggle and tempered by the fire of common purpose. Mrs. Whitaker's offering of chocolate cake to Lily sealed the victory with sweetness, the simple gesture carrying the weight of community blessing. The elderly woman's gift was more than confection. It was communion, a sharing of joy that transcended age and circumstance to celebrate the triumph of hope over despair. As Jack reflected on the thin line between despair and hope, he marveled at how courage had bridged that chasm like a rainbow spanning troubled waters. The prototype's core component in his pocket no longer felt like burden, but like promise, its gleaming surface reflecting not just light, but the possibility of dreams finally given wing. The local reporter's interview with Lily captured the essence of their victory in her simple response, "What does tomorrow look like?" The child's smile was radiant as sunrise as she answered, full of possibilities. Her words carried the wisdom of angels and the hope of generations yet to come. Sunset bathed the manor in golden light, as if heaven itself were blessing the rebirth of a family mission that had waited generations to bloom. The ancient stones seemed to glow with inner fire, their surfaces warming with the promise of renewal that pulsed through the very air. That evening, as Jack tucked Lily into her small bed, his whispered promise carried the weight of sacred vow. "We begin rebuilding in the morning." The words floated through the darkness like prayers ascending, carrying with them the dreams of all who had dared to imagine a world where water flowed freely to all who thirsted, where justice triumphed over greed, and where love proved stronger than the forces that would crush beauty beneath the wheels of progress. Dawn breaks like a promise over the Monroe Manor. The first light creeps through broken windows, painting everything gold. Jack Monroe stands at the greenhouse door, his heart hammering against his ribs. Today changes everything. The volunteers arrive in waves. Pickup trucks, station wagons, even a few bicycles. Charlotte Beaumont trades her silk blouse for work gloves, her corporate armor for coveralls. She's not the same woman who arrived here weeks ago. None of them are. There. Lily's voice cuts through the morning air like a bell. "I can see it." The prototype's frame emerges from decades of debris. Rusted but defiant, broken but not beaten. The child claps her hands, and the sound echoes off the glass walls like applause. Miles away, Marcus Levesque works miracles with modern technology. His laptop screen glows with numbers that keep climbing. Crowdfunding campaigns spread across the internet like wildfire. Strangers open their hearts, open their wallets. The newspaper expose touched something deep in people's souls. Then comes the call that changes everything. The Hartwell Foundation. A matching grant. Every dollar doubled. Marcus's voice trembles when he delivers the news. "Your grandfather's vision," he says, "has touched more lives than you could ever imagine." In the manor's courtyard, Lily becomes teacher to a dozen neighborhood children. Her small hands guide theirs as they mix mortar. Tommy, twice her size, struggles with the heavy bucket. "Easy," she instructs, her voice gentle as summer rain. "The walls need love, not muscle." The children laugh. The sound bounces off stone walls that haven't heard joy in decades. Mrs. Patterson wipes her eyes. "Haven't heard children playing here since." She can't finish the sentence. "Doesn't need to." Charlotte tends the garden with the devotion of a mother. Heirloom seeds arrive in small packets. Roses her grandmother grew. Lavender that once perfumed summer evenings. Her fingers, so used to signing contracts, now cradle fragile shoots. "Some things," she whispers to the soil, "are more precious than profit." Inside the greenhouse, Jack welds under the skylight. Sparks dance like fireflies in a jar. The purification machine's heart takes shape beneath his skilled hands. Copper pipes twist into artistry. Steel components fit with clockwork precision. Each weld is a prayer. Each joint a promise to the ghosts watching over his shoulder. The memory day begins at noon. Mrs. Whitaker and Ms. Patel gather the community on the lawn. Children sit cross-legged in the grass, eyes wide as they learn about the elder Monroe, his brilliance, his kindness, his unshakable faith in humanity's better angels. He believed, Mrs. Whitaker says, her voice carrying across the years, that clean water was everyone's birthright. Not a luxury, not a commodity, a right. Lily slips away during the storytelling. She hides small notes in the walls as they rebuild. Messages of hope written in her careful script. Dear Tomorrow people, one reads, we fixed what was broken. Love, Lily Monroe. Her faith burns bright as a candle in the darkness. The storm hits without warning. Thunder crashes overhead like the world ending. Rain pounds the greenhouse roof like bullets. Jack races against time, his boots splashing through puddles. Sensitive electronics need protection. The prototype's brain can't get wet, not when they're so close. He throws tarps over delicate components, secures loose wires. The storm rages outside, but inside the future stays dry. Safe, protected by a father's determination and a grandfather's dream. That evening, Charlotte sings in the restored kitchen. An old lullaby, the same melody Lily once hummed while drawing her steel flower. Their voices blend like cream in coffee. Two souls from different worlds, united by shared purpose. The debate happens late at night. Jack and Charlotte sit across from each other at the kitchen table. The prototype's patents spread between them like tarot cards. We could make millions, Charlotte says quietly. Your family deserves that. Jack shakes his head. Your grandfather would want it shared, Charlotte argues. Free to all who need it. Jack's weathered hands trace the blueprints. Understanding dawns in his eyes. Then shared it shall be. Justice over profit. Always. Tuesday morning, the prototype hums to life. Its mechanical heart beats with the rhythm of hope fulfilled. Rainwater enters cloudy and emerges crystal clear, pure as mountain streams. Lily tastes the first drop, her face blooming into a smile that could power cities. It tastes like... She pauses, searching for words. Like promises kept. The dedication ceremony fills the renovated ballroom. Charlotte stands before the gathered community, her voice steady as bedrock. I dedicate this restoration in my great-grandmother's honor. Open access to all who thirst. The crowd erupts. Applause shakes the chandelier, shakes the very foundations of the manor. Children dance where cobwebs once hung. Their laughter echoes off polished floors. Elders weep with pride, their tears reflecting the restored brilliance above. Mrs. Whitaker clutches her husband's photograph. Harold, she whispers, you should see this. You should see what love can build. Jack presents Lily with her gift, a miniature steel flower, a perfect replica of the prototype, small enough to fit in her palm. This is yours, he says, his voice thick with emotion. A reminder of the day we changed the world. She cradles it like the precious thing it is. Charlotte extends her hand to Jack. Her offer hangs in the air between them. A permanent partnership, a foundation to carry on this mission together. His calloused fingers close around hers. The bond is sealed, forged in fire, tempered by truth. Lily approaches Charlotte shyly. Her small hand finds the woman's arm. Thank you, she whispers, for saving our dream. Charlotte's eyes fill with tears she's too moved to shed. Thank you for teaching me what dreams are worth. Jack stands in the greenhouse as evening approaches, surrounded by the fruits of their labor. Real wealth, he realizes, isn't measured in bank balances. It's measured in lives changed, futures brightened, hope restored. His grandfather's ghost nods approvingly from the shadows. The four unlikely friends share cocoa as day surrenders to night. The scent of earth and metal mingles with chocolate's sweetness. Steam rises from their cups like incense, blessing their communion. A gentle breeze moves through the open windows. It rustles the plans on the walls, stirs the hair of those who dared to dream. Nature's applause for justice reborn. The earth itself celebrating what love can accomplish. Jack, Lily, and Charlotte stand hand in hand beneath the revived steel flower arch. Their faces turn toward tomorrow's sunrise. The prototype hums behind them, its mechanical heart beating with redemption's rhythm. The future stretches before them, bright with possibility, rich with promise. And in the distance, the first light of dawn breaks over a world about to change forever. Dawn breaks over the manor. Golden light spills through the greenhouse windows. The glass repaired. Pristine. Perfect. Jack's voice cuts through the morning air. Steady. Confident. Now watch carefully. We're going to test the water. His hands move with practiced precision. Around him, children lean forward, eyes wide with wonder. Lily stands at his side. Her chest swells with pride. Her father, her hero. This is how communities are born. One drop at a time. The garden workshop is in full swing. Charlotte's silk gloves, once immaculate, now bear the honest stains of soil. She holds up a packet of heirloom seeds. These tomatoes, she says, have been growing here for over a century. Her voice carries something new, something earned. Transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens in the dirt, in the doing. Mrs. Whitaker's laughter rings out across the garden. I remember baking bread with your grandmother, Jack. Her eyes sparkle with memory. She always said the secret ingredient was love. The past and present merge. Stories become bridges. Hearts become whole. Some connections transcend time itself. In the corner of the garden, something beautiful unfolds. Lily approaches a shy neighbor child. Her hands hold a slice of chocolate cake. Want some? She whispers. The child's eyes light up. Class lines blur. Friendship blooms. The future belongs to those who dare to reach across the divide. But the real work, the dangerous work, happens in the town council chambers. Jack and Marcus spread blueprints across the table. Their vision? Expansion. Nearby villages. Clean water for all. The council members lean in. Hope flickers in their eyes. Dreams are contagious, but so is resistance. Jack's memory crashes over him like a wave. His wife's voice, crystal clear. Every drop of clean water is a gift, Jack. Never forget that. The promise burns in his chest, drives him forward, haunts him with purpose. Some promises are written in water, others in blood. The banker arrives like a storm cloud. Charlotte's cousin, cold eyes, colder heart. Relinquish your shares, he demands, or face the consequences. His briefcase snaps shut. The sound echoes like a gunshot. Money talks, but courage screams. Charlotte stands firm. Her voice doesn't waver. I invoke the injunction. This town stands with me. The banker's face darkens, but he retreats. For now. Sometimes the greatest victories are the ones you refuse to surrender. Lily's idea is simple, profound. Sunflower seeds planted in the manor's front lawn. A symbol, a statement, unity in the face of division. Her small hands work the soil. Each seed, a promise of tomorrow. Children see what adults have forgotten. Hope grows from the ground up. Dusk falls. Jack and Charlotte debate by lamplight. A charity foundation, she argues, or social enterprise. Jack counters. Ideals clash with practicality. Hearts wrestle with minds. The hardest battles are fought between good and better. Marcus bursts through the door. His face is grave. Hydrocorp holds patents on the water technology. The words hang in the air like smoke. Expansion just became complicated. Every victory carries the seeds of its own destruction. Lily's paper flowers are works of art. Each petal inscribed with hope. Future. Clean water. Love. Her small fingers craft tomorrow's dreams. The fundraising fair will showcase more than flowers. It will showcase the human spirit. Sometimes the smallest hands carry the biggest dreams. Jack unfolds his daughter's note. Her handwriting, careful, deliberate. I want everyone to have clean water. The words pierce his heart. His mission crystallizes. This isn't about him anymore. Children remind us why we fight. The NGO representatives arrive unannounced. Their eyes sharp, calculating, but also impressed. Community-powered restoration, one murmurs. Fascinating. Jack senses opportunity and danger. Help comes with strings attached. Always, Mrs. Whitaker and Charlotte work side by side. The old neighbor and the heiress. Dirt under their fingernails. Sweat on their brows. Class distinctions melt away in the garden's democracy. The earth doesn't care about your pedigree, only your purpose. News breaks like thunder. Drought threatens the nearby county. Media vans descend on the manor. Cameras rolling, questions firing. The spotlight burns bright. Fame is a double-edged sword. It cuts both ways. In the pasture, Lily comforts a frightened calf. Her gentle touch, her soothing voice. Jack watches from the fence. His daughter's empathy inspires him, reminds him what they're fighting for. Compassion is the most powerful force in the universe. Water Day explodes into existence. The festival Jack and Charlotte dreamed up. Bread baking, music flowing, local elders sharing stories. The community alive, vibrant, united. Joy is the ultimate act of rebellion. Donation pour une. But so does scrutiny. HydroCorp's PR team circles like vultures. Their cameras capture everything. Their intentions unclear. Dangerous. Success attracts both angels and demons. Night falls. Jack and Lily sit by the fireplace. Cocoa steams in their mugs. Dreams dance in their eyes. Imagine Lily, Jack whispers. Villages flourishing. Children laughing. Clean water flowing like rivers. The future belongs to those who dare to dream it. But outside, in the darkness, forces gather. HydroCorp's patents. The bankers' threats. The drought's approach. The storm is coming. Every seed contains both promise and peril. Jack pulls Lily closer. The fire crackles. The cocoa warms their hands. For this moment, this perfect moment, anything seems possible. In the space between what is and what could be, hope takes root. The manor sleeps. The greenhouse gleams. The garden dreams. And somewhere in the distance, the future waits. Some seeds take time to grow. Others change the world overnight. The choice is always ours. The attic holds secrets. Dust motes dance in slanted sunbeams. And there in the corner waiting, Lily's fingers trace the old phonograph, brass gleaming through decades of neglect. She places the needle on the record. It crackles to life. The melody, hauntingly familiar. Her mother's favorite lullaby. The same one that once filled these very halls. Memory is a ghost that never truly dies. Tears stream down Lily's face. Bittersweet, beautiful. The music wraps around her like her mother's arms. For a moment, just a moment, she's not alone. Some songs transcend time. They carry love across the void. Charlotte's discovery changes everything. Hidden letters, yellowed with age. Her grandmother's handwriting, flowing elegant. Jack's grandfather's response, bold, determined. Their words paint a picture of shared dreams, secret partnerships, a vision for the future. The past has a way of illuminating the present. Jack's voice trembles as he reads aloud. They believe we could change the world, so must we. The words hang in the air. A challenge, a promise, a sacred trust passed down through generations. Some flames never die. They simply wait for the right moment to ignite. But the present intrudes like a cold wind. HydroCorp's PR manager sits across from Charlotte. Slick suit, plastic smile. Collaboration, he says. The word tastes like poison. Charlotte's response cuts through his pretense. No, never. Evil rarely announces itself. It usually wears a business suit. Mrs. Whitaker's eyes sparkle with purpose. The schoolteacher nods eagerly. Together, they unveil their plan. A local history exhibit, Monroe's forgotten inventions. The genius that once flowed through these streets. Heroes are often forgotten, until someone remembers. Lily's small hands work with quiet reverence. Lavender from a garden, pressed between pages. Each flower a captured moment, each scent a preserved memory. The scrapbook grows thicker with love. Children understand what adults forget. Every moment is precious. Jack's breakthrough comes at midnight. The blueprint spread before him. A single annotation, a missing valve design. The discovery sends electricity through his veins. This could double the prototype's efficiency. Innovation lives in the details others overlook. The secret meeting unfolds in shadows. Charlotte and the NGO's chief engineer. Whispered conversations. Shared blueprints. The missing part, it can be replicated. Hope flickers in the darkness. Sometimes the most important deals are made in secret. Jack's memory floods back. His wife's gentle hands. Sewing a prototype cover. To protect it from rain, she'd said. Such a small act. Such enormous consequences. Without it, the dream would have drowned. Love lives in the details. Always. Marcus battles on another front. HydroCorp's legal team. Patent negotiations. The tension thick enough to cut. Minimal cost, he demands. Their lawyers circle like sharks. But Marcus doesn't back down. Justice isn't given. It's fought for. The ballroom echoes with forgotten music. Lily's fingers dance across violin strings. Old and warped, but still singing. The neighborhood kids gather around, wonder in their eyes. Music bridges every gap. Art is the universal language of the heart. Then the storm hits. Rain like bullets, lightning like war. The low-lying fields flood in minutes. Jack's race against time begins. The prototype, their only hope. Crisis reveals character. Always. The purified water flows like liquid salvation. Livestock saved. Gardens revived. The community witnesses a miracle. Their voices rise in celebration. Heroes. They cry. Heroes. Sometimes being a hero means simply showing up. Charlotte watches Lily lead the celebratory dance. The child's joy infectious. Tears of pride blur Charlotte's vision. She belongs here. Finally, she belongs. Home isn't a place. It's a feeling, but shadows gather overhead. HydroCorp's drones. Silent. Watching. Mapping every inch of the manor grounds. The future revealed in their mechanical eyes. The enemy is always watching. Always planning. Lily's fingers find the secret compartment. Hidden in the phonograph space. A key. A note. For the future. The words written in her great-grandmother's hand. The mystery deepens. Every generation leaves clues for the next. Jack studies the drone footage. His blood runs cold. The company's true plan unveiled. They don't just want the prototype. They want the land. The neighboring farmland. Everything. Power is never satisfied. It always wants more. The confrontation erupts in the kitchen. Jack's voice breaks with exhaustion. Power still fears the small. His shoulders sag under the weight of truth. But Charlotte steps forward, her voice steady as steel. We're stronger now. Strength isn't about size. It's about standing together. Lily stands in the garden. Dandelion seeds float on the evening breeze. Her silent prayer carried on the wind. For lasting change. For a world where children never thirst. For dreams that survive the darkness. Hope is the most powerful force in the universe. Sunset paints the manor in golden light. Music drifts from open windows. Flowers bloom in wild abandon. Laughter echoes through the halls. The legacy reborn. The echo of the past becoming the promise of the future. Some echoes grow stronger with time. Jack stands in the doorway. Lily beside him. Charlotte in the garden. Mrs. Whitaker tending her flowers. The community alive. Vibrant. United. The ghosts of the past smile down from the rafters. This is how change happens. One person at a time. One act of courage at a time. The phonograph still plays. The melody haunting. Beautiful. Eternal. It carries the hopes of generations. The dreams of the dead. The promises of the living. Music is memory made audible. HydroCorp's drones circle in the distance. Dark shapes against the dying light. Tomorrow will bring new battles, new challenges, new tests of faith. Evil never rests, but neither does good. The manor breathes with life. Every room filled with purpose. Every corner touched by love. The echoes of the past have become the foundation of the future. Some houses are just buildings. Others are sanctuaries. Lily's lullaby plays on. The same melody that once soothed a grieving child. Now it soothes a healing world. The circle completes itself. The echo becomes the source. Love is the only echo that never fades. The past is prologue. The present is possibility. The future belongs to those who dare to dream it. The papers arrive like death sentences. Legal eagles circling. Corporate talons sharp. HydroCorp's lawyers serve their injunction. Cold, precise, final. The foundation's expansion halted. The dream shattered. Again, power wears 1,000 masks. Today it wears a suit and tie. Jack stands frozen in the study. His wife's photograph trembles in his hands. Self-doubt crashes over him like a black wave. What if we're wrong? He whispers to the empty room. What if we're just fooling ourselves? Even heroes have moments of darkness. But Lily, sweet Lily, finds him there. Her small arms wrap around his waist. No words needed, just love. Pure, unconditional, the kind that melts the hardest hearts. Sometimes salvation comes in the smallest packages. Charlotte's voice rings through the town hall. Every seat filled, every eye focused. We need your support, she declares. Not your money, your faith. The response thunderous. Applause that shakes the rafters. Community isn't built on contracts. It's built on trust. An elderly farmer rises. His weathered hands shake with emotion. Monroe helped us when the drought came. 30 years ago, when the wells ran dry, he brought us water. His voice breaks. Time to return the favor. Memory is the thread that weaves us together. Marcus paces the room like a caged tiger. We need stories, he says. Personal stories. Lives saved. Dreams fulfilled. His strategy brilliant. Simple. Human. The truth is the most powerful weapon of all. Lily's letter appears on the front page. Her handwriting careful. Deliberate. I wish for a world where every child can drink clean water. Where kindness matters more than money. The words pierce hearts across the county. Children see the world as it should be, not as it is. HydroCorp strikes back. Viciously, the smear campaign begins. Public safety risk, they claim. Untested technology. The lies spread like poison through the airwaves. When you can't attack the message, attack the messenger. Mrs. Whitaker's response, inspired. A memory walk, following Monroe's footsteps, sharing stories. The past becomes a weapon against the present's cruelty. History is written by the brave, not the powerful. Lily leads the children like a tiny general. Daisies planted at each station. Ribbons marking the prototype's path. Beauty conquering ugliness. Hope defeating despair. Art is resistance. Beauty is rebellion. Jack and Charlotte hunker down in the study. Financial records spread like evidence at a crime scene. The numbers don't lie. Political bribes. Payoffs. Corruption laid bare. Follow the money. It always leads to the truth. The question comes suddenly. Lily's voice soft as morning mist. What were Grandma's dreams? Jack's answer immediate. Honest. She dreamed of change, sweetheart. Just like you. Dreams are hereditary. They pass from heart to heart. The NGO's engineer arrives with the replicated valve. But his eyes, troubled. Uncertain. The quality, he admits. It's questionable. The words hit like physical blows. Doubt is the enemy of progress. Charlotte steps forward, her voice steel-wrapped in silk. Then we make it better. Under Jack's guidance. Together. The engineer nods. Slowly, reluctantly, but he nods. Leadership isn't about having all the answers. It's about finding them. Lily practices her speech in the mirror, her small voice growing stronger with each word. We are not giving up. We are not backing down. The determination infectious, inspiring. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action despite fear. Marcus battles on the political front. State regulators, armed with proof. HydroCorp's dirty secrets exposed to the light. Justice, finally within reach. The pen is mightier than the sword, but evidence is mightier than both. Then darkness. The power dies. The manor plunges into shadow. But Jack Jack has a plan. Lanterns flicker to life. Golden light dancing on the walls. Hope amid the darkness. Sometimes the most powerful light comes from the smallest flame. Charlotte finds Lily crying in the garden. "Have we lost?" the child whispers. Charlotte's arms encircle her. "No, sweetheart. We've just begun to fight." Comfort is the currency of love. Jack works through the night, recalibrating, adjusting, perfecting. His hands move with surgical precision. The prototype, his masterpiece, demands perfection. Greatness is born in the quiet hours when no one is watching. Dawn breaks. Golden light streams through the greenhouse. The moment of truth arrives. Jack's finger hovers over the switch. 1 breath, 2, 3. Every ending is a beginning in disguise. The valve holds. Water flows. Pure. Clean. Perfect. Lily's cheers echo through the space. "We did it. We did it." Victory tastes sweeter than honey. Joy is the reward for faith. Jack and Charlotte exchange a look. Quiet. Knowing. They've been through fire. Through darkness. Through doubt. And they've emerged stronger. Victory isn't given. It's earned. 1 drop at a time. The light streams through the greenhouse like a benediction. The prototype hums with quiet efficiency. Water flows to waiting fields. Children laugh in the distance. The future bright. This is how change happens. Not with fanfare, but with dedication. HydroCorp's lawyers will return. Their injunctions will multiply. The corporate machine will grind on. But something has changed. The community has awakened. The dream has taken root. You can't kill an idea whose time has come. The shadows of corporate power still loom. Dark, menacing, but they're no match for the light of human determination. The light that burns in Jack's eyes, in Charlotte's heart, in Lily's soul. Some shadows run from the light. Others are consumed by it. The manor stands defiant. Windows blazing with golden light. The prototype humming its song of hope. The future, uncertain, but not defeated. Every dawn brings new possibilities. Jack's hand finds Charlotte's. Lily skips between them. The family, not born of blood, but forged in fire. United, unbreakable, ready for whatever comes next. Love is the strongest force in the universe. The water flows. Pure, clean, eternal. A testament to the power of dreams, the strength of community, the courage of those who dare to stand against the darkness. Some battles are fought with weapons, others with water. The shadows retreat. The light advances. Hope endures. Sometimes the truth refuses to stay buried. Sometimes it erupts like a volcano. The news spreads like wildfire across the state. HydroCorp's corruption exposed. Raw, undeniable. Regulators scramble to open formal investigations. The corporate giant crumbling. Justice delayed is not justice denied. It's justice gathering strength. Lily's small hands turn the pages carefully. Historical documents spread before her and Mrs. Whitaker. Each yellowed paper, another nail in HydroCorp's coffin. "Look at this," Lily whispers. More proof, more evidence, more truth. The past has a way of settling scores. Jack's memory crashes over him like a wave. His wife's voice, crystal clear. "Stand up for what matters, no matter the cost." The words burn in his chest. Guide his steps. Fuel his fire. Some promises are written in stone, others in the heart. Charlotte's phone rings. The philanthropic trust. Their decision unanimous. The grant approved. Your town's unity, the voice says, is inspiring. Millions of dollars flowing their way. Money follows courage. Always. The announcement echoes through the town square. The prototype going statewide. Vulnerable rural areas. Children who thirst. Communities that pray for rain. Help is coming. Hope is contagious. It spreads faster than fear. Marcus sits across from HydroCorp's board. His voice, steel-wrapped in silk. "Settle," he says, "or face criminal charges." The executives squirm, sweat. Calculate. Their empire, built on lies, crumbling. Truth is the ultimate power. It cannot be bought or sold. The grant ceremony sparkles with possibility. Children's voices rise in song. Lily's violin, the melody of hope. Each note a prayer, a promise, a dream taking flight. Music is the language of the soul. Jack's words come from the heart. Without your courage, Charlotte, we'd still be alone. The gratitude, real, raw, honest. She smiles, her eyes glistening. We were never alone, Jack. We just needed to remember. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's community in the face of it. The news breaks like thunder. HydroCorp's CEO resigned. Scandal consuming the company. Charlotte's heirloom seeds flourishing. Public support overwhelming. The garden, a symbol of renewal. When giants fall, flowers bloom. Jack's workshop hums with activity. Volunteers everywhere. Hands working, hearts singing. Lily moves between them, tools distributed with pride. Here, she says, for the children who need water. Purpose multiplies when shared. Mrs. Whitaker's voice trembles with emotion. The letter, found in the old journal. Jack's grandfather's words. Pass the light forward. The message clear, eternal, urgent. Some flames burn across generations. The mural takes shape on the courtyard wall. Lily's brush steady, confident. Charlotte guides her hand. A steel flower blooming. Beautiful, powerful, eternal. Art is rebellion. Beauty is resistance. Jack kneels in the repaired ballroom. Silence surrounds him. Gratitude fills him. For those who believed, who fought, who never gave up. The ghosts of the past, smiling. Gratitude is the highest form of prayer. The regulatory approval arrives by courier. Mass production cleared. The community center model praised. Revolutionized. The future bright. Brilliant. Boundless. Innovation thrives where hearts and minds unite. The gravestone stands weathered but proud. Lily places the steel flower replica gently. Thank you, she whispers. The wind carries her words. Her mother's spirit listening, smiling. Love transcends death. Always. Charlotte's invitation changes everything. Co-chair the foundation's board, she says. Jack's acceptance humble. Resolute. Together, he says. We'll do this together. Leadership shared is leadership multiplied. The first unit ships out. Destination, a thirsty village. Children waiting. Families hoping. The mission truly begun. The dream becoming reality. Every journey begins with a single step. Night falls softly. Lily clutches the steel flower keepsake. Sleep takes her gently. Dreams of endless possibilities. Villages flourishing. Children laughing. Water flowing like rivers of hope. Children dream the future into existence. Jack and Charlotte walk the manor grounds. Twilight paints the sky purple. Their footsteps synchronized. Their hearts aligned. How far we've come, Charlotte murmurs. Jack nods. How far we'll go. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. The reflection comes naturally. From bitter enemies to trusted allies. From broken dreams to renewed purpose. From solitary struggle to community triumph. Transformation is the most beautiful miracle of all. The breeze carries promises. Through the garden, past the greenhouse, over the prototype, the scent of blossoms intoxicating. Hopeful, eternal. Some fragrances carry more than scent. They carry souls. HydroCorp's shadow shrinking. The corporate giant wounded, bleeding, but not yet dead. Other battles await. Other challenges loom. Other victories beckon. The war is not over. But this battle is won. The manor stands transformed. Windows blazing with light. Rooms filled with purpose. Hearts aligned with destiny. The past honored. The present embraced. The future unlimited. Home is not a place. It's a feeling, a purpose, a promise. Lily's violin sits silent in the corner, but its melody eternal, echoing through the halls, through the hearts. through the dreams of those who dare to hope. Music never truly ends. It just waits for the next movement. The prototype hums its quiet song. Water flowing, pure, clean, life-giving. The sound a lullaby, a prayer, a promise kept to the future. Some songs are sung with voices, others with actions. Jack's workshop glows with possibility. Tools arranged, plans spread, volunteers ready. The work expanding, the mission growing, the impact immeasurable. Purpose is the fuel of progress. Charlotte's garden blooms in wild abundance. Every flower a testament, every seed a promise, every bloom a victory over darkness. Beauty is the ultimate rebellion against ugliness. The steel flower mural catches the last light. Lily's brushstrokes confident, hopeful, eternal. The image burned into memory, into history, into hope. Art outlasts empires. Beauty outlasts power. The tide has turned. Corporate corruption exposed. Community spirit victorious. The prototype approved. The mission expanded. The future bright. When the tide turns, everything changes. But the deepest victory, the most profound triumph, lives in the hearts of those who dared to dream, who refused to surrender, who believed in tomorrow. The greatest revolutions happen one heart at a time. The manor breathes with new life. Every room purposeful, every corner hopeful, every shadow conquered by light. This is how change happens, not with fanfare, but with faith. The breeze carries the scent of blossoms, of possibility, of promise. The garden alive, the future unlimited, the dream just beginning. Some endings are really beginnings in disguise. The tide has turned. The light has won. Hope endures. 1 year changes everything. 1 year or one lifetime. The plaque gleams in the morning sun. Bronze letters etched with Monroe's vision, with community effort, with the triumph of hope over greed. Lily stands before it, confident now, changed. Her voice rings clear across the gathering. This is how legends are born, not in boardrooms, but in hearts. Jack's voice carries over the crowd. Steady, proud, unshakable. Families listen, elders nod, townspeople beam. Even former skeptics converted, transformed by the power of proof. Truth has a way of winning hearts. Eventually, Charlotte's announcement electrifies the air. Scholarships, in her great-grandmother's name, for young engineers, for social innovation, for those who dare to dream of better. The future belongs to those who invest in it. The flashback montage crashes through Jack's mind. Key moments, struggle, tears, triumph. The journey compressed, intense, overwhelming, from despair to destiny in a heartbeat. Memory is time's greatest gift and cruelest teacher. Lily's gift stops Jack's breath. A hand-woven quilt, embroidered with memories. The mansion, the greenhouse, the prototype. Every stitch, a moment. Every thread, a dream. Love lives in the details. Always, Mrs. Whitaker and Ms. Patel's voices blend in harmony. Lily's dedication poem, celebrating intergenerational hope. The words float on the breeze, carrying promise, carrying purpose. Poetry is the language of the soul. Marcus's announcement shakes the foundation of corporate power. Legal reforms, inspired by their case. Protections for community-driven inventions. The law, finally, on the side of the people. Justice delayed is not justice denied. It's justice gathering strength. The manor's ballroom, fully restored. Magnificent, breathtaking. Dignitaries and neighbors mingle. Harmony replacing hostility. Unity conquering division. Transformation is the most beautiful miracle of all. Jack and Charlotte take the floor. Lily's violin sings. The melody haunting. Beautiful. Perfect. They dance. The room glows with warmth, with unity, with love. Some dances last a lifetime, others an eternity. Jack's words carry the weight of truth. What began as repair has become renewal. Charlotte's smile radiant, understanding, complete. The journey from broken to brilliant. Renewal is not about returning to what was. It's about becoming what could be. The new logo blazes with possibility. A steel flower entwined with a DNA helix. Science and nature. Technology and humanity. The future encoded in hope. Symbols carry more than meaning. They carry dreams. Community partners sign on. NGOs, universities, grassroots groups. A collective promise. For the future. For the children. For the world. Unity multiplies power. Always. Jack's private reflection cuts deep. His wife's whispered encouragement, eternal. Let love lead. The words, his compass, his guide, his salvation. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. Charlotte's gaze finds the original journal, encased in glass now, a testament to perseverance, to the power of one person's dream, to the strength of community. Some books change lives, others change worlds. Lily plants the final sunflower, the restored garden alive, vibrant, flourishing, the legacy secured, the future bright. Every ending is a beginning in disguise. The prototype hums in the distance, full scale now, delivering life-giving water to thousands, to millions. The dream reality, the vision fulfilled. Some machines change the world, others save it. Jack's final journal entry, simple, profound. Legacy is living service. The pen rests, the words eternal, the truth undeniable. Legacy is not what we leave behind, it's what we build together. Charlotte and Jack stand by the garden path. Children play, laughter echoes, hope fulfilled, promise kept, the future secure. This is what victory looks like. Not conquest, but community. Lily tucks her violin away, her eyes bright with new dreams, new responsibilities. The torch passed, the mission continuing, the future unlimited. The next generation is always watching, always learning, always dreaming. The drawing room glows with firelight. Jack, Lily, Charlotte, together, intimate, unbreakable. The bonds forged in fire, tempered in trial, strengthened in victory. Family is not about blood. It's about choice, about commitment, about love. The fire crackles, shadows dance, peace settles over the manor. The prototype hums, the garden grows, the community thrives. This is how change happens, not with fanfare, but with faith. 1 year ago, they were strangers, enemies, broken souls in a broken world. Now they are family, united, unbreakable. The transformation complete. Love transforms everything it touches. HydroCorp's empire crumbled, their corruption exposed, their power broken, justice served, the people victorious. Truth is patient, but is also inevitable. The manor stands transformed. Every room purposeful, every corner hopeful, every shadow conquered by light. The legacy secure. Buildings don't make homes, hearts do. Lily's dreams expand beyond the horizon. Clean water for all, justice for the weak, hope for the hopeless. The mission eternal. Children dream the future into existence. Jack's workshop falls silent. Tools arranged, plans complete, the work done, the mission accomplished, the legacy secured. Some work is never finished. It just passes to the next generation. Charlotte's garden blooms in wild abundance. Every flower a victory, every seed a promise, every bloom a testament to perseverance. Beauty is the ultimate rebellion against ugliness. The steel flower mural catches the last light. Lily's brushstrokes confident, hopeful, eternal. The image burned into memory, into history, into hope. Art outlasts empires. Beauty outlasts power. The prototype's hum becomes a lullaby. Water flowing, pure, clean, life-giving. The sound a prayer, a promise, a victory over darkness. Some songs are sung with voices, others with actions. The fire burns low, but the warmth eternal. The light unquenchable. The love infinite, the legacy secured. Love is the only legacy that truly matters. Jack's hand finds Charlotte's. Lily curls between them. The family complete. The circle unbroken. The future bright. This is how stories end. Not with fanfare, but with love. The manor breathes with contentment. Every room alive. Every corner hopeful. Every shadow conquered by light. Home is not a place. It's a feeling, a purpose, a promise. Outside, the world continues to turn. Children thirst. Communities struggle. Corporations scheme. But here, in this place, hope endures. Some victories are temporary, others eternal. The fire crackles. The prototype hums. The garden grows. The future unlimited. The legacy secured. Justice and love endure together. Always. This is not the end. It's the beginning. Hope endures. The first rays of dawn pierce through the restored greenhouse glass. Golden light dances across the pristine machinery. Jack's weathered hands move with practiced precision, calibrating the new valve system. Each twist, each adjustment, a symphony of redemption. Footsteps crunch on the gravel path. Lily appears, steam rising from a ceramic mug clutched in her small hands. Hot cocoa. The simple gesture speaks volumes. Father and daughter, united in purpose, united in hope. Morning, Dad. Her voice carries the weight of yesterday's victories. Jack accepts the mug, takes a sip. Warmth spreads through his chest. Not just from the cocoa. The manor's ballroom hasn't seen such activity in decades. Polished floors reflect the morning light streaming through tall windows. Charlotte moves with quiet authority, arranging chairs in a precise circle. No head table, no hierarchy, just equals seeking common ground. The guests arrive. Village elders with lined faces and calloused hands. City planners clutching tablets and briefcases. Two worlds, one mission. Charlotte's vision made manifest. Ladies and gentlemen, she begins, her voice echoing off the vaulted ceiling. We gather not as strangers, but as neighbors. The tension is palpable. Urban meets rural. Progress meets tradition. But Charlotte's words weave a delicate bridge between them. Marcus stands at the center of the circle, his laptop open, documents scattered across the table. HydroCorp's dirty secrets laid bare for all to see. The corporate giant brought to its knees by a community's unwavering spirit. The records show everything, he announces, his voice steady despite the magnitude of his revelation. Patent suppression, bribery attempts, deliberate sabotage. Gasps ripple through the room. But there's no satisfaction in the faces around him, only a grim understanding. Justice served. Corporate policy reshaped by moral pressure. The victory tastes bittersweet. Lily rises from her chair, so small among the adults. Yet her presence commands attention. Her clear voice cuts through the heavy atmosphere like a blade of light. My mom used to say that hope isn't something you find, she begins, her words carefully chosen. It's something you build, piece by piece, person by person. The room falls silent, hearts open. Her youth makes her words more powerful, not less. We've built something beautiful here, something that will outlast all of us. Even the hardened city planners wipe their eyes. Mrs. Whitaker's arthritic fingers tremble as she and Ms. Patel unveil the commemorative plaque. Bronze gleaming in the afternoon light. Names etched in elegant script. Donors, volunteers, heroes all. Let no one say that ordinary people cannot accomplish extraordinary things, Mrs. Whitaker declares, her voice quavering with emotion. Ms. Patel nods, her sari rustling as she moves closer to the plaque. Every name tells a story. Every story builds our future. The crowd presses forward, reading, remembering, honoring those who dared to dream. Flashback. Jack's memory drifts to quieter times. The old workshop. Lily perched on a stool, her legs dangling. Blueprint spread across the workbench, her small finger tracing the lines as he explained each component. See here, sweetheart. This is where the magic happens. Her eyes wide with wonder. It's like a puzzle, isn't it, Dad? The best kind of puzzle. One that helps people. Their bond forged in shared discovery. Father teaching daughter. Daughter inspiring father. The circle complete. Charlotte's announcement electrifies the room. The Monroe Foundation will fund scholarships for any local youth pursuing engineering or environmental science. Applause erupts, but Charlotte raises her hand for silence. This isn't charity. This is investment. In minds. In dreams. In the future Monroe himself envisioned. The scholarship program. A living memorial to a dead man's vision. The neighborhood children follow Lily like devoted disciples. Each carries a small steel flower sculpture. Her design, her vision. Their eager hands plant the metallic blooms around the manor's perimeter. These will never wilt, Lily explains, her voice full of promise. They'll remind everyone that beauty can come from the hardest struggles. The legacy garden takes shape. Art born from adversity. Hope sculpted in steel. Evening shadows stretch across Charlotte's study. She and Jack sit across from each other, the weight of responsibility heavy between them. The foundation's future hangs in the balance. We need structure, Charlotte says, her fingers steepled. But not so much that we lose our soul. Jack nods. Balance between old ways and new dreams. They debate. They plan. They forge the framework for tomorrow's battles. In the middle of the heated discussion, Lily's small hand finds Jack's. Her fingers intertwine with his. A gentle reminder. A quiet anchor. Dad, she whispers, her voice barely audible. Remember why we're here. Jack's breath catches. Personal purpose. The reason behind the mission. His daughter's hand in his, connecting him to what matters most. The local politician's speech rings with passion. Lily's story has moved him. Pledges of support flow from his lips like honey. But Jack's eyes remain cold. Calculating. Pretty words, he murmurs to Charlotte. But will they hold when the cameras leave? Charlotte's smile is knowing. We've heard promises before. Trust earned, not given. The lesson carved in their hearts by bitter experience. The restored drawing room gleams with polished wood and fresh flowers. Charlotte's grandmother's china emerges from decades of storage. Delicate cups, precious saucers, each piece a link to the past. Tea brings people together, Charlotte explains, pouring the amber liquid with ceremonial care. It's civilization in a cup. The ritual unfolds. Strangers become neighbors. Neighbors become family. Unity forged in tradition. Lily's young voice carries across the room as she reads the letters. Monroe's words. Beaumont family responses. History alive in her pronunciation. The future depends not on what we take, she reads, but on what we give. The memorial reading becomes a celebration. Past and present united in purpose. The neighboring village hums with life. Jack walks among the mothers carrying buckets of clean water. His prototype works perfectly. Children play in the spray from the new wells. It's beautiful, he whispers to himself. It's actually working. The vision made real. Hope transformed into action. Dreams flowing like water. But Marcus's warning cuts through the celebration like a knife. New patent trolls are circling. They want to claim pieces of the design. The future struggles loom. Victory breeds new challenges. The battle never truly ends. Jack's jaw tightens. Let them come. We'll be ready. Lily's notebook fills with sketches. Future innovations. Wild dreams. Her young mind already racing ahead to tomorrow's possibilities. What if we could make it portable, she muses, her pencil flying across the page. What if we could help everyone? Her youth makes her fearless. Her dreams know no boundaries. Dusk paints the legacy garden in shades of gold and crimson. Charlotte and Jack walk among the steel flowers, their footsteps soft on the gravel path. The day's tensions fade into quiet reflection. How far we've come, Charlotte whispers. Jack nods, his eyes on the greenhouse's gentle glow. How far we still have to go. But for now, in this moment, peace settles over them like a blessing. Late into the night, Jack writes in his journal. His wife's words guide his pen across the page. Keep faith with the future. The ink flows. The memories surface. The promise renewed with every word. His wife's voice echoes in his mind. A reminder. A challenge. A covenant with tomorrow. In her small room, Lily drifts toward sleep. Her steel flower keepsake clutches in her palm. The metal warms to her touch, as if alive with possibility. She dreams of clean water, of helping hands, of a world where no child goes thirsty. The guardian sleeps, but her vigil continues. The chapter closes as it began. The greenhouse hums its gentle lullaby. Machinery breathing, water flowing, life continuing. The sound carries across the manor grounds. A promise made manifest. A community's heartbeat. Resilience. Hope. Unity. The future flows like water. Pure. Endless. Unstoppable. The bridge is built. The journey continues. The first blush of sunrise paints the manor grounds in liquid gold. Lily's eyes flutter open. Birdsong drifts through her window. The legacy garden awakens with her, steel petals catching the morning light like captured fire. She stretches, yawns, steps barefoot onto the cool floor. Outside, the metal flowers shimmer. Each bloom, a promise kept. Each glen a dream made real. Today feels different. Today feels final. In the workshop, Jack's calloused hands make their last adjustments. The mobile prototype sits before him. Compact, efficient, ready for distant shores where thirst still reigns. Every component hums with perfect pitch. Every connection secure. Every detail refined through countless iterations. "This one's for Ethiopia," he murmurs, his voice thick with emotion. "This one's for children who've never tasted clean water." The prototype will travel farther than Monroe ever imagined. Hope made portable. Dreams with wings. Charlotte's fountain pen hovers over the parchment. The Monroe Beaumont Foundation charter spreads before her like a roadmap to tomorrow. Her signature will seal a century's promise. The ink flows, elegant loops and careful curves. Each letter a covenant with the future. "There," she whispers, setting down the pen. "It's done." The foundation is born. Monroe's vision given legal form. The battle for clean water institutionalized for generations yet to come. Lily moves through the crowd like a spring breeze. In her small hands, packets of sunflower seeds. She presses one into each founding member's palm. "These are for your gardens," she explains, her voice bright with possibility. "They'll grow tall and strong, just like our friendship." Sunflowers, symbols of growth rooted in solidarity. Each seed a promise that their work will bloom wherever it's planted. Mrs. Whitaker clutches her packet close. "I'll treasure this, dear child." The aged paper crackles as Mrs. Whitaker unfolds Monroe's diary. Her voice wavers with reverence as she reads the faded ink aloud. "Justice is our inheritance, hope our gift." The words hang in the air like incense. Monroe's voice from beyond the grave. His wisdom echoing through time. "He knew," Mrs. Whitaker whispers. "Somehow, he knew we'd be here today." The circle complete, past and present united in purpose. Marcus's fingers dance across the keyboard. Legal documents cascade down the screen. Patent protections, public domain declarations, corporate shields. "No one will ever steal this design again," he announces, his voice ringing with finality. It belongs to humanity now. The lawyers had fought hard. The corporations had pushed back. But the community's moral victory had created unshakable legal precedent. The future is secure. The design is free. Hope flows unimpeded. Emotional montage. Jack's memory drifts to that final hospital room. His wife's last smile. Her hand in his. Her whispered words, "Make something beautiful from this pain." The greenhouse hums beyond the window. Children's laughter echoes through the halls. Water flows freely where none had flowed before. "I kept my promise, Sarah," he whispers to the empty air. "I kept my promise." The work had honored her memory, transformed grief into grace, made something beautiful from unbearable pain. The children follow Lily like devoted disciples. Their laughter bounces off the refurbished walls, breathing life into rooms that had known only silence. They march toward the greenhouse, a parade of innocence, a procession of hope. "This is where the magic happens," Lily explains, echoing her father's words from years past. "This is where dreams come true." The children press against the glass. Wonder fills their eyes. The future generation witnesses the miracle their elders had built. Charlotte pulls away the velvet cloth with ceremonial care. The sculpture emerges into the light, a steel flower crowned with crystal water droplets. "Art born from adversity. Our new logo," she announces. "Beauty forged from struggle, hope distilled from hardship." The crowd applauds, but their eyes remain fixed on the sculpture, the symbol of everything they've overcome, everything they've become. High above, the drone's camera captures the transformation. Villagers gathering at water stations, mothers filling buckets without fear, children playing in the spray from new wells. Jack watches the footage on his tablet. Lives transformed, dreams realized. The aerial view shows the scope of their victory. "Look what we did," he breathes. "Look what we actually did." The impact spreads like ripples on water, touching every corner of the community, reaching toward distant shores. Father and daughter stand alone in the quiet workshop. The day's celebrations fade into intimate truth. "You carried our dream when I almost let go," Jack confesses, his voice breaking. "When I lost faith, you kept believing." Lily's small hand finds his. "We carried it together, Dad. That's what family does." The admission hangs between them. Vulnerability transformed into strength. Doubt redeemed by love. Charlotte's arms enfold Lily in a gentle embrace. The child's head rests against her shoulder. Wisdom and courage united across generations. "You've taught us so much," Charlotte whispers. About hope, about persistence, about the power of believing in tomorrow. Lily's eyes shine with unshed tears. Believing is easy when you're not alone. The lesson learned, the truth revealed. Community makes heroes of ordinary people. The attic stairs creak under Lily's weight. Dust motes dance in the afternoon light. The old phonograph sits where she left it, waiting patiently for resurrection. Her mother's lullaby fills the manor. Warm, familiar, healing. The melody drifts through every room, past and present harmonizing. Memory made manifest in music. Jack stops his work to listen. Charlotte pauses her paperwork. The song binds them together across time and space. Steam rises from their cocoa cups like incense. The greenhouse morning light filters through clean glass. Jack and Charlotte sit in comfortable silence. "One last ritual," Charlotte says, raising her cup. "To endings, to beginnings, to the courage to dream." They drink. The chocolate warms them from within. The greenhouse hums its gentle lullaby around them. The final cocoa ritual, the closing of one chapter, the opening of another. The courtyard explodes with color. Children weave ribbons into the maypole, red and gold and blue streaming in the breeze. Celebration of intergenerational hope. They dance, they laugh, they weave the future with their joy. The old traditions made new, the past honored in the present. Hope given form in ribbon and song. Marcus raises his glass high. The golden liquid catches the light. "May this legacy bloom wherever it's planted," he toasts. "May it carry Monroe's vision to every corner of the earth." The crowd responds with a roar of approval. Glasses clink, hearts soar. The future spreads before them like an endless garden. With reverence, Lily places the tarnished key into the glass case. Beside it, her mother's photograph smiles eternally. The journey's arc made visible. "From here to there," she whispers. "From broken to beautiful, from lost to found." The testament complete, the story told in symbols. The past honored, the future embraced. Jack's pen moves across the journal's final page. The words flow like water from a deep well. Every drop honors the past and waters the future. The workshop journal closes. The record complete. The mission documented for posterity. His wife's words echo in his memory. Make something beautiful from this pain. Mission accomplished. Promise kept. Beauty born from ashes. Hand in hand, Charlotte and Jack watch Lily dance beneath the steel flower arches. Her laughter rings like silver bells. Her joy infectious. Her spirit unbroken. She's extraordinary, Charlotte murmurs. She's hope incarnate, Jack replies. The legacy garden surrounds them. Metal petals catch the dying light. Beauty forged from struggle. Dreams made manifest in steel. Closing intimate scene. Dusk settles over the manor like a gentle blanket. The drawing room fireplace crackles with warmth. Soft shadows dance on restored walls. Jack, Lily, and Charlotte sit together. A family forged by choice. A bond stronger than blood. Their laughter mingles with quiet gratitude. The steel flower silhouette on the mantel watches over them. A sentinel. A reminder. A promise. The flames dance. The shadows play. The warmth spreads through the room and into their hearts. After every struggle, what truly endures are the bonds they've built together. The connections that transcend time. The love that conquers all. Outside, the greenhouse hums its eternal lullaby. Inside, 3 hearts beat as one. The new dawn has arrived. The future flows like water. Pure, endless, unstoppable. Conclusion. As the final embers fade in that restored fireplace, we're left with a profound truth that echoes long after the last word is spoken. Jack's journey from broken widower to hope bearer asks us the most challenging question of all. What would you do when life shattered your world into 1,000 pieces? Would you have the courage to pick up those fragments and forge them into something beautiful? Would you trust a child's unwavering faith when your own had crumbled to dust? This isn't just a story about clean water or corporate corruption. It's a mirror held up to the human spirit, reflecting our deepest fears and highest aspirations. Charlotte's transformation from isolated aristocrat to community champion challenges us to examine our own walls. When was the last time you opened your heart to a stranger's pain? When did you last choose bridge building over barrier building? Lily's innocent wisdom reminds us that sometimes the most profound truths come from the smallest voices. Are you listening to the children in your life, or are you too busy being an adult to hear their dreams? The Monroe Beaumont Foundation's victory proves that ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things when they unite behind a common purpose. But legacy isn't built in boardrooms or carved in marble. It's forged in the quiet moments when we choose hope over despair, community over isolation, tomorrow over yesterday. What legacy will you leave behind? Will it be written in the lives you've touched, the dreams you've nurtured, the hope you've shared? If this story moved you, if it sparked something in your heart, then share it. Let it flow like clean water to every corner of your world. Subscribe to join our community of dreamers and bridge builders. Hit that like button if you believe in the power of ordinary people to create extraordinary change. Because sometimes the most revolutionary act is simply refusing to give up on hope.